Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. We are still in the 31 Days of Tarot, and we are on day 13. And our prompt for today is, what is your best, worst, most memorable tarot moment of 2017? And we say, for example, was there a message that you were shocked to get or give, or theme you kept getting, a deck that surprised you, or a reading that stuck with you? Okay, so I didn't have like a reading that stuck with me. As I had mentioned in an earlier video, I didn't even really have a stalker card. As I had mentioned, the Suit of Wands kind of kept popping up for me in 2017, but I do have a couple moments that I wanted to share with you, or maybe some, I guess, tarot lessons, if you will. And this first one, you're gonna laugh. And this is probably the most devastating tarot moment for me of 2017, and that was my dog eating two of my tarot decks, or one tarot deck and one oracle deck, and then eating the box of my Sacred Rose Tarot. Y'all, this dog, so this really made me rethink a lot of how I use my tarot decks, where I put my tarot decks, how I store my tarot decks. They're all out and on shelves now. These are like high shelves, and you'll see that when we get to our tarot storage prompt. And I even kept some of them. So the first thing was, if any of you guys saw my 31 Days of Tarot posts from last year, you'll know that one of my most loved and most used decks is the Shadowscapes Tarot. It still is, but I've had this deck for years. I couldn't put it in my top 5 acquired in 2017 video because I didn't first acquire this in 2017. I acquired my new copy in 2017, but it wasn't when I first picked up this deck. This deck came out in, I believe, 2008 or 2009, and that's the year that I got it. And so it's been loved. It was put through the ringer. This was like my hardcore client deck for years, and it was already beat up. So if my dog was going to eat a tarot deck, I guess that's the one you would eat. It's the one that already probably needed to retire. But he legit like sunk his teeth into this deck. Now, I kept a lot of the cards because there are some in here that are still in pretty decent shape for me to be able to use in ritual, to use in meditation. And that's primarily what I will be using them for. Like the High Priestess card happened to stay intact for the most part. She does kind of like need to be cleaned. But I don't have any teeth marks in this one. However, as you're about to see, there are a couple that he sunk some teeth into, namely these two pretty beat up ones are Page of Cups and Ace of Swords. There are a few cards that he actually shredded, and those did go in the trash. But these are the worst out of the ones that I salvaged. See all them teeth marks? It actually looks worse in person than it does on camera. It's pretty bad. My camera's not wanting to focus right now, but they're pretty gnarly. There you go. You can see on that side a lot better. But yeah, he destroyed probably about 5 or 6 cards from this deck, and then just did this to the rest of them. So as I had mentioned, there are some cards that just have like, you know, a tooth mark here or there, and aren't in too terrible of a shape for me to still continue to use magically. However, it cannot be used as a tarot deck. So this puppy retired, and this lovely gal is now back in rotation and is the one that I will continue to use. The second thing that he decided to destroy was an indie oracle. I was like, really? What? That I had to buy from England. So the good thing about what happened with this one is that I had the opportunity to, okay, she came out with a second oracle deck. I'll pick that one up too. And this is the Sacred Wild Oracle. He annihilated the box here that it came in and then started chewing on the cards. They're a thicker GSM. This is like maybe 350, I think, GSM. So he didn't, I think there was only one that he actually was able to like rip apart, but I mean, look at that, you guys. He did a number on this deck too. And sunk his teeth into quite a few of these. So again, there are some that, like this guy actually, yeah, right here, which made it out unscathed. So I will continue to use these. Like this size is also perfect for crystal grids. They're perfect to use as focus on your altar. So that's how I will continue to use these guys. But I did have to repurchase the full deck so I could actually use the cards as far as readings. And then the second deck from the lovely, and this is Sacred Wild Soul, is Sacred Soul Searching. So as I was getting this replacement, I said, what the hell, I'll throw in this one and take the opportunity to get her second deck. And then, as I had mentioned to you guys in my deck favorites video, the Sacred Rose tarot is boxless because her, like the whole box, just shredded into pieces. He left the deck, thankfully, left it. Maybe that just wasn't the card stock that he preferred. Left the deck intact, so I've got her in a bag, stored up high on a shelf. But the box is gone. I couldn't even save it to show you guys. It's just, it was unidentifiable. By the time he was done, I was like, what is all of this? Where's my box? Oh, that is the box. Yeah, it was like that. So that was kind of my worst tarot moment of 2017. Was just like, stop eating my decks, you damn dog. This was definitely an awkward, like, my dog ate my homework type of situation. And my husband was just like, if you like something, don't leave it out. Thanks, honey. So all of the tarot decks are now back in this room, except for the decks that are on my working altar that I use in my personal practice. For client readings, everything else, etc., it's all stored in here, which is where it will remain, and not out in the living room. So that was kind of my worst tarot moment, but I did want to share a second moment, which was kind of like my best tarot moment of 2017. And that really was going through all of the tarot summer school courses on the tarotreadersacademy.com. So again, I didn't really have a personal reading or anything that stuck with me. I did have some phenomenal readings from different various tarot readers in our community this year. Charisse from Lumina Healing Moon. That tarot reading, oracle reading, still sticks with me. My Aura Soma reading from Ethany, I still go back and rewatch that video. So I had some fantastic readings from different readers throughout the community, and even our Tarot Nerds group on Facebook, our Tarot Readers Academy group on Facebook, the tarot trade readings that tarot swap readings that I've had this year have been pretty fantastic. But as far as the biggest moment, one of my biggest disappointments of 2016 was not being able to make it to jump into any of the summer school tarot courses. And I was so bummed about that. Everything like closed right when I figured out what was going on. I was so late to the party in 2016, you guys. Hello, tarot card. I was like, fudge. So that was like a huge thing for me that I was like in 2017. I'm going to do tarot summer school. I'm going to do it. And I sound like an absolute crazy person, but you guys, when you wait a whole year for something, this felt like the first time I attended Comic-Con when I was a teenager. This is years ago, you guys, like back in 2000. And just that anticipation, that amp up, and like, when is it going to open? When is it going to get here? And I had so much fun with those classes. They blew me away. Avalon's Ritual and Tarot class was fantastic. Benabelle's Shadow Work class, fantastic. That was the first one that I took. It was the first one that was released of all of the classes. And I was like, this is not what I was expecting. It is so much better than what I was expecting. And it really is, you guys. Her class is still available. Go snag it. There's a couple others that are also still available as well. I highly, highly encourage you to go through and see if you can't take one or two of those classes, and then get excited for 2018, because I'm going to do this again. That was definitely in my top, probably my number one top highlight of my tarot practice in 2017 was being able to attend tarot summer school. And I enjoyed every minute of it. Each one of those classes. The court class, tarot and chakras. Just so much good stuff, you guys. So much good stuff. So those were my tarot moments of 2017. I'd be really excited to hear about yours. If you haven't already linked your channel for me down in the comments in one of my previous videos, go do that now so I can go back and watch all of your videos, because one of my favorite things about participating in this challenge is community and getting to watch all of your guys' videos. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching this video and taking this journey with me into tarot. We're almost halfway through it, and I can't believe that. Like, we're on the 13th, you guys. All right, loves. I will definitely see you in the next video, but until then, blessed be.